Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It is I, Abdul Sharif, better known as Lou Primo on YouTube, and I'm back working on pictures. I am working on some images from a recent photo shoot with a plus-size model, pin-up model, named Darla. Danger is her model name. Not sure if I should give out her real name, obviously, but these pictures were shot on a pink background, and some came out good, some didn't. I'm going to work on the one that we chose, that she liked the most, which is trying to find the raw file so I can start from scratch. And that would be here. And as you can see, it's a nice exposure. Skin looks pretty nice so far, but we want to go ahead and try to enhance this image. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and crop out some of this background because it's kind of showing some of the seamless edge, which I don't want it to. I want to make sure it's even. One cool thing about Lightroom is you can crop, and you can see the little preview over here on the left. As you can see, there's a little bit more space on her right side than on the left, so I'm going to go ahead and crop a little bit more. And one cool thing you can use in Lightroom is you can see that there are these 1, 2, 3 squares each row, and down here in the middle is where your subject should be. Your subject should be centered right in the middle of those 3 vertical squares right down the middle, and you'll get a perfect crop every time. So now that I got the crop done, I'm just going to go in and make sure that nothing is blown out, none of the highlights, and doesn't look like anything is. So I'm going to go ahead and export this to my desktop. Running a little slow because I'm videotaping. Alright, so I'm going to open up that image. If I can find it. Where'd you go, image? Where'd you go? There it is. So I think one of the first steps that most photographers make when they start on the image is just go through and correct some of the small imperfections like acne and blemishes. And one way you can do, or one tool you can use to fix those is with the spot healing brush. That's my favorite tool. Some people prefer the clone stamp. Personally, spot healing brush is a lot quicker, and the one in the CS6 Photoshop does a really good job, in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to use. So these little blemishes can go away. It's got a little scar there. Get rid of that. And small little blemishes here and there. Even though I'm going to be doing some dodging and burning, and that alone would get rid of these little imperfections, but you know, I just prefer to overdo it, I guess, just to be safe. Like I said, it's a plus size model. I love working with plus size models. They tend not to have. It's odd because you would think plus size models would be the ones with the with more issues with self confidence and but actually they seem to be more confident than some of the smaller models that I work with, and they seem to have less self-image issues, you know. But then again, I haven't worked with every plus size model, so obviously not all of them are the same. But that's just my little observation. Trying to get rid of as many of these little bumps as I can. It's kind of impossible to get rid of all of them, but you can try. So you can see a before and after. So we're getting somewhere. Okay, so I like the way this is looking. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enhance her eyes. That's probably one of the first areas that I like to work on. And what you can do is you can go and zoom in, and she already has nice eyes right out of the camera. But to enhance it, you can use the curves, and just go in and boost it up, and then go to your image and go to saturation and boost up the saturation a little, and also go into your image adjustments, the vibrance, boost up that vibrance, and I'm gonna go ahead and layer mask and hide that. You're gonna go back with your brush and you're just gonna brush around the eyes. Just go slow with it. Same over here on the other eye. And here's a before and after. You can see zoomed out. Alright. And now we're gonna go with the eyelashes. New layer. Curves. I'm gonna bring down the curves this time. Layer mask and hide all. And just gonna paint over the eyelashes to make them darker and more prominent. You can play around with your brush size. There's no perfect brush size for this job. You want to get every little piece of hair that you can. Do the bottom one as well and just paint over. Alright, on to the next eye. Same thing. She did her makeup pretty well, so that makes it easier, a lot easier for me. So I hope you guys are having a good year. I've been doing a lot of work, been really busy, and I make videos, but sometimes it takes forever to upload to YouTube. I mean, so I try to do it like when I go to bed at night. I try to upload a video, but sometimes my computer falls asleep while I'm sleeping, so I wake up and the video obviously stopped uploading, and I just forget about it. So here you can see a before and after. Very subtle. And you can actually whiten up the eye whites if you want to. And I pretty much use the same process for anything where I'm brightening and or darkening an area. I generally use the curves and the layer mask. The thing is though, to make it look real, you want to adjust your opacity of the layer after you're done painting, just so you don't have an image that looks extremely weird and fake. Sometimes I might adjust the opacity down to 10%. Sometimes I might leave it at about 80 or 90. Just depends. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and brighten up her lips a little bit, or saturate her lips a little bit more. Bring the color out. Alright, now I'm going to do some dodging and burning. I use curves adjustment layers, and just go ahead and boost up the middle a little bit, and then I name the layer dodge. The one where you boost up the curves is going to be your dodge layer. Then you're going to create a new layer, curves adjustment layer. You're going to bring this one down in the middle, and this is going to be your burn. And you're going to fill both of these layers with black, with your CTR, L, and I. You're going to press those together. And then you're going to get your brush and you're going to paint. So the areas I'm going to paint on are with my dodge tool are the areas that are already kind of lighter than the other areas, you know. And my opacity is way too high on that brush. And this just helps smooth everything out, if you know what I mean. I'm actually going to try to work on these dark circles on her eye. Well, they're not really circles, kind of protruding. I guess one of the things about Photoshop is it's nice, but I wouldn't depend on it. When you're doing a photo shoot, you should shoot as if Photoshop doesn't exist. That way you're getting the best image right out of the camera. But then you know you really do have Photoshop, so you're gonna make the picture look even better. I'm gonna zoom out and see how that looks. So that's a before and after. Oops. You can see the underneath the eyes kind of got a little bit smaller, and so I'm just gonna brighten up a little bit more. over the nose. And the burn tool is basically, you can use this to shape the face. Like if I wanted to make her nose look a little skinnier, I could use the burn tool or the burn layer and just bring her nose in. Just building her nose. Building her a new nose, like Michael Jackson. That wasn't funny, was it? Okay. So here's with it on and off. And then you can use the dodge to go in here and lighten up some of the areas around there that you just darkened. Alright. You can also use this dodge tool to bring out some of the highlights of the hair. If you like. I like. Do you like? I like. For this photo shoot, I used a beauty dish as the main light. I think I just had one light actually going at this time. Normally I use a 3-light setup, which is basically beauty dish and then 2 rim lights. I've also actually gotten the Octobox recently, and I've used that a couple of times. I like it. It's a lot easier to put together than soft boxes are. At least the one I have is. So as you can see, here's the before and after. I think that looks cool. Okay. Couple more things I want to do. I like the way her lip is glowing on the bottom here. So I'm going to use the dodge tool to go in and boost up the highlights on her lips. Just the highlights. I'm not going to try to avoid the other areas of the lips. Okay. So there you go. As you can see, her skin looks smooth and silky. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do, and that's I'm going to use the burn layer to darken her eyebrows a little. Uh-oh. What happened? There we go. The pen tool just disconnected for some reason. And you know what you do with your model, and it's up to you. Just because I'm doing something doesn't mean you have to do it. It's the cool thing about art. Everybody's different. So that's pretty much it. And I think that's where I'm gonna leave this image. Everything's touched up. Hair looks nice. Again, here's a before, and here's the after. I'm also going to put this in at the end of the video. So, I think one of the last things I would probably do is add a vignette around the image, which is when you go to filter and you go to distort. And no, that's not it. Where is this thing? I keep forgetting where the vignette. Oh, here it is. Lens correction. I guess because I use it so much, they moved it. And Go to custom, and just adds a little vignette around the image. That's basically darken the edges, gives it a more of a spotlight effect. Alright, so that's the done finished image. Flatten and save. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and please come back and continue to watch. I'm going to be uploading. I say this every video, but I think now I actually have the time to upload more videos. So that's what I'm going to be planning to do. So hope you all have a good week, and talk to you later. Peace.